record. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and complete page 166 in our math book. Shade the first grid to represent 1/10. Shade the second grid to represent 99 hundred or thousands. Oh my goodness, my words today. So down here, I have 1/10, and I know that this little box right here, if I were to shade it in, that's 1/100th. And 10 hundredths make a 10th. And this whole column is a 10th. And the second column, sorry, not the second column, the second box, we need to represent 99 thousandths. So I have a 0 in the tenths place. So that means I'm going to have no complete columns. But I need 9 tenths. So that this, sorry, not 9 tenths, 9 hundredths. So there's 1/100th, 2/100ths, and I'm going to do that until I have 9 hundredths. There's my 9 hundredths, and this is 1,000th, and I need 9 thousandths. And it's these little tiny rectangular boxes there. So what is bigger, 1/10 or 99 thousandths? Even though 99 thousandths is a longer number, 1/10 is still greater. And I also could have compared that by looking at the tenths place and seeing I have a 1 and a 0, knowing that 1 is greater than 0. Sean is 38 years old and 38 years, 24 days old. How many days has he been alive? Remember, there are 365 days in a year. And we're not even going to think about leap years. So I know he's at least 24 days because I have that here. But I don't have all the days old he is. These 38 years, I need to determine how many years old he could be. So 38 is pretty close to 40. And then 365 is close to 400, kind of, but not really, right? So 4 times 4 is 16. Tack on those 3 zeros. So he's about 16,000 days old. Now let's do the real math here. So I have 365 multiplied by 38. 8 times 5. I don't have enough room to do it this way. I'm going to need to turn my work. And it's always important that if you don't think you have enough room, to start over instead of trying and not having enough room. 8 times 5 is 40. Now I notice when we're regrouping, we're not always adding in. So make sure after I do 8 times 6, I add in the 4. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 4 is 52. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 5 is 29. Now I need a placeholder because this 8 is in the tens place. So here's my placeholder. 8 times 5 is 40. Add the 4. 8 times 6 is 48. Plus 4 is 52. Add the 5. 8 times 3 is 24. Plus the 5 is 29. So 0, 2. Add these up. Make sure we still regroup even with the addition here. Oh my goodness. I just realized I did that one wrong. I need to make sure I slow down and pay attention. Times 3. 3 times 5 is 15. And also, how did I notice I messed up? Was I looked at my estimate and was like, whoa, I'm way off. So that's where that estimate comes in. So 3 times 5 is 15. Regroup the 1. 3 times 6 is 18. Plus 1 is 19. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. That is much better. Holy moly. So 38 years is about 13,870 days, but he also has these 24 days we have to add on. So when I add that on, he's about 13,894 days old. Let's go ahead, let's write that in that answer. Brooke's total at the grocery store is $78.26. She pays with four $20 bills. What will be her change? Well, first I need to figure out how much money she pays with. Well, she pays with 4 times 20. And then we're going to take that away from 73 and 2600ths. If I were to estimate that, that would be 80 minus 70, which is 10, and we'll see if that's correct. So let's go ahead, let's solve this. What is 4 times 8? Well, it's 80. And now we're going to subtract. We want to line up our place values. This 7 is in the tens place, so I want to line it up under the 8. This 3 is in the ones place, so I want to line it up. Remember, every whole number has an imaginary decimal behind it. These are zeros here, and then 26. We need to regroup, and we're going to have to regroup from a long ways. This 8 will become 7. This 9 will become 10. Then I have to borrow from this 10 to make it a 9, which will make this 10. Then I have to borrow from this to make it 9. So then this is 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 2 is 7. Bring down the decimal. 9 minus 3 is 6. So what is her change? $6.74. On number 5, you might need to go back and re-watch the question for the work for question 1 to help you answer.